And a good day to you. First at noon, we begin with a live look outside at Honolulu Harbor. Clouds and scattered showers are expected to increase over the next couple of days before a cold front brings the threat of heavy rain, thunderstorms, and strong winds this weekend. So right now, our team has been declaring a first alert weather day for Saturday and Sunday. For more on what you can expect, let's send it over to meteorologist Drew Davis. Drew?
Aloha, Jonathan. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for the entirety of the state that's going to go into effect Saturday afternoon and last through Monday afternoon. Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall is possible. The only areas not under a flood watch are the summits of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea out there. That's caused us to issue first alert weather days for the entirety of the island chain for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Heavy rainfall and strong winds are expected. Just giving you a quick glimpse at our first alert futurecast, the wide view. You can see that front moving in and sticking around, bringing rainfall all the way throughout Saturday. More scattered Saturday morning and throughout midday. Then we see upper level support kick in, giving us a better chance for heavy rainfall Saturday evening into Sunday and sticking around all the way into Monday. Right now, I'm expecting the bulk of the rainfall to be over windward areas. I'll give you the full breakdown coming up.
Thanks, Drew, for keeping us updated on that. Developing details of an overnight crash on the H-1. We've learned it involved an HPD bike officer. It happened at about 11 last night, westbound near the Kunia exit. According to police, the officer had been stopped on the on-ramp, diverting traffic when he was struck by a motorist. The 38-year-old needed to be rushed to the hospital in serious condition. The driver, a 27-year-old woman, was arrested on suspicion that she was intoxicated. As the search grows more desperate for the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, the Guthrie family released a second video message on Thursday pleading for a way to communicate with those who may have taken her. Andres Gutierrez has the latest from Tucson, Arizona.
A day after confirming that blood found outside Nancy Guthrie's Tucson home belonged to her, the Pima County Sheriff tells CBS News that investigators are awaiting more test results.
Hopefully the DNA or fingerprints might show us something.
It's been 6 days since the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie disappeared. In a video released Thursday, Nancy's son said the family is waiting to hear from her potential kidnappers.
We need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom.
Investigators are still trying to determine if a ransom note sent to a few media outlets is legitimate. The FBI says it included a demand for Bitcoin and contained 2 different deadlines, one of which has passed and the next is set for Monday. Investigators have also laid out a detailed timeline of the events that led up to Nancy Guthrie's apparent abduction Sunday morning. At 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12, the software detects movement, possibly a person, but it was not recorded. And then at 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker app disconnects from her phone. The sheriff tells CBS News investigators are reviewing hundreds of vehicles and their movements in and out of the area during that time in question.
We know that at some point in time, maybe we'll get a camera that's, here's her home, and the camera 5 doors down says, here's a car. What if we want to find out, well, where'd that car go?
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Nancy Guthrie's safe return or the arrest of anyone involved in her disappearance. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
And back here at home, new details in a case of a Maui doctor accused of trying to kill his wife. Mahealani Richardson reports on the shocking claims from both sides.
In court today, the defendant, Maui anesthesiologist Gerhard Koenig, looked at the camera and made a shaka when he walked in. He's accused of attempted murder by allegedly trying to push his wife, Ariel, off an Oahu trail and injecting her with needles last year. It's a case that's gotten worldwide attention.
Just a simple Google search of Dr. Gerhard Koenig. Just pages and pages and pages of stories, CNN, Court TV.
The judge decided to unseal investigators' interview with Koenig's previous ex-wife, except for certain sections. The state insisted the interview was relevant to the case, but Koenig's attorney accused prosecutors of misconduct and said details could taint the jury pool 1 month before trial.
When I saw that, I became immediately concerned. And the reason why is there were, as I indicated, very highly inflammatory, salacious, unsubstantiated, unrelated, irrelevant claims made against Dr. Koenig by his ex-wife.
Prominence of a case and publicity itself does not necessarily produce prejudice. And juror impartiality does not require ignorance.
In other court documents, Ariel Koenig claims Gerhard accused her of an inappropriate relationship with another man and then pressured her to have sex. She claims he also spied on her online and on her phone. Gerhard says she falsely portrayed herself as a victim of sexual coercion and transferred more than $123,000 from their joint bank account 3 days after his arrest. Ariel filed for divorce last May. Gerhard's attempted murder trial is tentatively set to begin in early March. Mahealani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
We have new information today on a Honolulu police officer who was arrested twice in the past 2 weeks on allegations of domestic abuse. Our Dylan Ancheta has the story.
Fellow officers recently took 32-year-old Keone Kissinger into custody, once on January 22nd and again on February 3rd here at HPD headquarters. HPD confirmed Kissinger's 2 arrests. The first one was abuse strangulation, and the second was alleged abuse of a family member from an incident in the summer of 2025. In both cases, he was later released pending the investigation, and at last check, charges have not yet been filed. A person familiar with the matter came forward anonymously, expressing concerns for the family's safety.
There was a allegation made by his son saying that he choked him.
Court documents show Kissinger is in the midst of a divorce and a TRO was filed against him. HPD says he was placed on ROPA status, meaning his police powers have been restricted. In a statement, Interim Police Chief Rade Vanek said they are aware of the case and misconduct allegations are taken seriously. He said in part, "Our officers are held to a high standard of conduct both on and off duty, and when an officer violates the law, they are subject to the same legal process as any member of the public." Retired HPD Deputy Chief John McCarthy says if there is enough evidence to prove the allegations, disciplinary actions must be taken.
HPD is not going to look away from it because, the credibility of the department is at stake. You can't let domestic abusers be on your police force, period. Not in this day and age. It just can't happen.
As the allegations are being investigated, the police union also weighed in, saying, quote, "SHOPO firmly supports a fair process that holds our officers to the high standards expected of them by our fellow officers and the community we serve." HPD confirmed there were 3 other civilian complaints against Kissinger with the police commission dating back to 2018, but all were not sustained after investigations.
What do you hope will come of this?
I think the main concern is advocacy for the child to be heard. And I think it makes me scared because when children don't feel safe, that's why we have a lot of these cases like, the little Kalua girl, a lot of other children in Hawaii that have suffered at the hands of abuse.
Kissinger has a hearing in family court scheduled for February 9th. I made contact with him about this story and he declined to comment. Outside of HPD headquarters, I'm Dylan Ancheta, Hawaii News Now.
The U.S. Army Nursing Corps is celebrating its 125th birthday.
And whereas since its establishment on February 2nd, 1901, the Army Nurse Corps has served with distinction in every major conflict and humanitarian mission around the globe, providing compassionate and skilled nursing care under challenging and often dangerous circumstances.
To mark the occasion, Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi made the proclamation today in his office in Honolulu Hale. Several Army leaders and nurses were on hand for the signing, including the commander of Tripler Army Medical Center and the chief of nursing. Army nurses at Tripler provide care to more than 264,000 local active duty and retired military personnel and their families. Coming up, the Trump administration begins talks with Iran regarding its nuclear program. Details on that coming up. Plus, we'll take you to the Valley Isle to see new growth in Lahaina following the deadly fires in 2023. We'll be right back. The U.S. and Iran are holding indirect talks aimed at easing tensions over Iran's nuclear program. Natalie Brand has the latest.
President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner met with Oman's foreign minister Friday, who's mediating talks between the U.S. and Iran over its nuclear program.
The president has obviously been quite clear in his demands of the Iranian regime. Zero nuclear capability is something he's been very explicit about, and he wants to see if a deal can be struck.
Iran's foreign minister says talks are expected to continue. Alex Vatenka of the Middle East Institute says it's unclear where they lead.
It's very unpredictable. I don't see the U.S. side or the Iranian side really softening their respective red lines.
For more than a month, President Trump has been threatening to strike Iran, moving additional assets to the region, including the Abraham Lincoln Aircraft Carrier Group, which includes guided missile destroyers. Earlier this week, the U.S. shot down a drone it says was aggressively approaching the Lincoln.
I would remind the Iranian regime that the president has many options at his disposal, aside from diplomacy, as the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military in the history of the world.
The indirect talks with Iran are happening as the president also says he wants to negotiate a new arms control treaty with Russia after the 15-year-old New START agreement limiting nuclear weapons expired Thursday.
The president's been pretty clear that he wants a better agreement.
Experts say China is believed to have the fastest growing nuclear arsenal among the 9 nuclear-armed nations.
Exactly 0 Chinese nuclear weapons were covered by New START.
Lawmakers say the president must move urgently to negotiate a new treaty, and that failing to do so will send a terrible signal to Russia and China. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
2.5 years after the Lahaina fire disaster, new efforts to make the historic town more fire resilient. Our Chelsea Davis has the experts' advice for property owners.
Under any conditions, especially as we've been seeing drought increasing across our islands, anywhere across our islands can burn.
Surfrider Foundation, Pacific Fire Exchange, and Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization have partnered to create a fire-resilient landscape guide following the Maui fire disaster.
In 2023, the wildland-urban fires were a result of long-term trends of fire in Hawaii, and those trends are still continuing today.
They say Hawaii is a fire-prone state with a wildfire risk among the highest in the country.
As a percentage of area, we actually burn as much as the fire-prone western United States on average. And the causes and conditions that have led to this occurrence really have to do with humid conditions, climate, and our vegetation patterns.
They hosted this webinar to explain their guide and help residents by providing strategies for fire-resilient homes and landscaping.
Unlike other natural disasters, such as like a tornado where you can't deter it or guide where it goes, with fire, we can actually do a lot to prevent ignitions and burning within our homes and structures.
They say 99% of Hawaii's fire ignitions are caused by humans, and the largest fuel source on most properties is not trees or plants, but the home itself. They say families should harden their dwellings so they act like a shield against wildfires.
The recommendations include things like a Class A roofing, which prevents ember ignitions on your roof. It includes things like screening your vents so that embers don't blow into your home.
They created a native fire-resilient plant and tree list, warned of fire-prone invasive trees like haulekua, and shared conservation tips.
If you have gutters, you can direct your downspout into a swale or a rain garden, or directly into a rain barrel or cistern and save that rainwater for later. To water your plants.
For the list of resources, go to hawaiinewsnow.com. Chelsea Davis, Hawaii News Now.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we've got your full first alert weather forecast. The details on the heavy rainfall and strong winds coming up.
weather with Drew Davis.
All right, everybody, happy Aloha Friday. We've got a very active weekend of weather ahead of us, alongside a beginning of the week, also the beginning of the week also having some active weather. We've got a flood watch up Saturday afternoon into Monday afternoon, gusty winds all the way through Thursday. A warning level northwest swell is also arriving this evening. We already have a high surf warning up for north and west facing shores. Now let's take a look at what we've got. The cold front's approaching late Friday night. It's currently off to the northwest of Kauai. We're picking it up on the radar. Unsettled weather continues Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and it's going to bring a good chance for heavy rainfall. Right now we're expecting the front to stall out near Maui, and the front positioning is going to be very crucial here, but we are going to be seeing some upper level support as well. Right now I want to remind everybody, and I'm going to repeat it several times throughout this forecast, windward regions are expected to receive the most rainfall. There's the strong winds aloft giving us that upper level support, giving us the more scattered shower nature of this event. The rainfall event is going to be relatively scattered. It's not going to be for everybody. It could be dry at points throughout your weekend. And then again, windward regions will see the highest rainfall totals. The uniting factor in this forecast again is the strong northeast winds building in behind the front. Northeasterlies between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Sometimes gusting even closer to 40 miles per hour and above, even stronger in the valleys and just downwind of Mauka areas. Now let's take a look at our first alert futurecast. We're going to spend some time here to show you what's going on throughout today. A few pop-up showers possible over Maui County. If there are showers, we're likely not going to be able to see them because the Molokai radar is currently down. The front moves down late Friday night into early Saturday morning. Relatively scattered out there. A bulk of the moisture hangs out over near Maui. And then as we're going into late Saturday night into Sunday, we're expecting to see further intensification of this system. And it's going to get pretty widespread out there. Some heavy showers over Molokai and windward Maui, moving potentially closer to Oahu as we're going into Sunday evening and also into Monday. Again, it's going to be pretty windy out there. Northeasterlies closer to 20 to 30 miles per hour, sticking around into Monday and Tuesday, really into next week as well. A quick look at our rainfall totals. I'm just going to run through this really quickly because you can see the rainfall totals jump up drastically from now until Sunday. Over in Kaneohe, 2 to 3, maybe even 4 inches of rainfall possible. Again, this is just raw weather model data, and you can see the rainfall totals jump up pretty high. So we're watching this very closely because of the concern for flooding. Again, the National Weather Service does have a flood watch up right now for the entirety of the state, and you can see these strong winds building in behind the front, getting very breezy. These are sustained winds out there. Our 7-day forecast Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is also joining the party as a first alert weather day. Tuesday and Wednesday going to be drier and windy. I'll have one last look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you very much, Drew. Well, Guy Hagi and She Beats are right around the corner. Stay with us for, as you can see, some Onokain grinds coming up. Well, Drew, I know you know this. Super Bowl, and everybody else knows this too, is just around the corner.
Yep.
So it's appropriate that we have a Super Bowl edition of Cheap Eats.
Guy and Casey take us into Waikiki to check out some game day grinds.
Aloha, welcome to Cheap Eats. We're in Waikiki at the Outrigger Reef Hotel for a Super Bowl Sunday edition of Cheap Eats, and Casey Lunn is telling us all about the Kanikapila Grill.
This is one of my favorite places to come. Kanikapila is where a lot of locals come. They got some specials, though, for Super Bowl Sunday. Some delicious food, I hear.
And drinks. Yeah. Let's go check it out.
We want everybody to have fun, a very entertaining experience, from the food and the drinks and then obviously the music. The stage has been there and it's specifically built so that everyone can have a great time.
Super Bowl Sunday here at the Kanikapila Grill. They're gonna have some food special.
Yeah, they've got some amazing food. Talk about that in a minute. But this is also just one of my favorite places to come, guys. First of all, for the big game, they got plenty of seating. It's just a little under 200 seats here, I think. And the music on any given day is awesome.
Yep, the best live music in all of Hawaii is right here in Waikiki at the Outrigger, the Kanikapila Grill. Some of our best friends in Hawaii.
Absolutely. And so they got great happy hour deals, but these they're rolling out just for the big game. I'm excited.
All right, let's eat.
Okay, you're definitely gonna get our fill today, guys. This is garlic cheese bread, there's bacon, there's onion, and what kind of mushrooms are those?
That's a petite Japanese mushroom called a shimeji. Shimeji mushroom, so tasty though.
And then the button mushrooms on there, and then you got some bear in there. I'm just gonna dip right in there. This looks amazing.
Imagine for the Super Bowl, so that's awesome. Super Bowl is all about finger food, right?
Absolutely.
And how's the taste for that?
That's good finger food. It's on a different level.
Chef Dean figured out a few things that will be perfect for the Super Bowl Sunday, regardless of which team you're rooting for. They got an ahi dip. Look at it with the wonton chips fried in-house. Casey, top notch. And with Hawaiian music, this can taste even better.
Yep. Get a couple of classics that you can find almost anywhere in Hawaii, but not as good as here. First of all, we got our ahi nachos. And look, get in there close.
Look
at
how
that
beautiful
fish.
it is.
Look at that fish, guy. I'm gonna take one big bite here.
Me too.
Oh, that fish is amazing.
And don't forget, this is just a small sampling of the big menu here at the Kanikapila Grill, right? They got all kinds of stuff. And at Kanikapila Grill for Super Bowl Sunday, they got some Super Bowl drinks too.
Yeah, and the name's pretty funny. In my opinion. You got the Patriot Hail Mary.
I know, because they might need a Hail Mary to win.
And we got the Seahawks Sour because they might end up sour again after this game like in 2015. Look at that, the beautiful color. It looks beautiful. And that one?
And this Hail Mary, they got grenadine on the bottom. They got curacau's, they got elderflower.
Yeah, beautiful.
Elderflower and vodka.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Good luck to your team, whichever one it is.
Ooh, not too sweet. I thought it was going to be way too sweet. Guy, have you ever seen this living in Hawaii your whole life?
You know, we know a lot of chefs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This guy's Chef Dean's creative.
Yeah, this is the pineapple creme brulee. They use the pineapple as the bowl.
Who does that?
Yeah, I got a little flour here.
Look at that.
Like it's
so
perfectly
good, so
Let me
good.
get a little whipped cream. Oh my God, that is amazing. The crust is perfect. The custard, absolutely amazing.
Dude.
Coming down to Waikiki, people sometimes, but if you get validated parking, it's no problem.
You know what's really gonna be fun? Come here to Kanikapila Grill, have some food, and watch Casey cry when his team loses.
I don't have a dog in this fight, believe it or not. How about you?
Oh, no, not really.
No. It'll be a good game.
The Rams lost, I'm crying.
I know, same. Again, on KHNL, pre-game coverage starts at 8 a.m. The opening ceremony's at 1. We'll be open here at Kanikapila Grill, and then kickoff at 1:30, only on KHNL. It's Cheap Eats, Super Bowl edition.
Oh, yeah.
All right, if you know a place that guys should check out, email your suggestion to cheapeats@hawaiinewsnow.com. And you were just saying, Drew, you have eaten there, right?
Yeah, I've stayed at the Outrigger Reef before. It's a very good place to eat. It's right by the pool.
Okay.
Very tasty.
Can't complain about that.
I'm hoping that it stays dry on Sunday. It looks like it's going to be a very active weekend in weather. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast one more time. Not only Saturday and Sunday, but Monday is also joining the fray as a first alert weather day. We've got heavy rainfall and strong winds possible. Northeasterlies between 15 to 25 on Saturday, getting even stronger going into Sunday and Monday out there. It's going to be very breezy. Windward areas seem to get the most rainfall right now. Going to be relatively scattered on Sunday, intensifying the chance for rainfall Saturday night into Sunday and Monday. More details coming up online and at 4 p.m. in just a little bit.
Thank you very much, Drew. Keep us updated. We appreciate it. See y'all later.